Hello you beautiful creatures, how the devil are you? I hope you're well. If you're new here, my name is Lou, or Lucifer, as my friends like to call me. By my friends, I mean my ever-growing army of demons. The original Simfluencer is back. My face is bare. That can only mean one thing. Yes, we are doing a get ready with me video, because if I don't do this, then there's going to be no content whatsoever. So if you're looking forward to this, then please stay tuned. Otherwise, go and check out some of our other content that we've got going on. We do horror, we do alternative, we do all that good stuff, paranormal as well, music, heavy metal, gigs, festivals. I was about to say gays. We also... Oh, this intro, wow. We are very... Oh my gosh. Yes, we are a very safe space for anybody from any group, any demographic whatsoever. Let's just get on with this, shall we? Oh my gosh, right, okay, let's just do the thing. So I wish that I could say that things were better and things have improved and things were easier, but they really haven't. Oh my gosh. Where do I begin? So the only decent things to happen, this will get more positive, I promise you now. Also, look at my tattoos, they are popping. If you haven't seen that video of me getting my new bats and my new dog soldiers tattoo, you should really check that out because it was a bloody good time. It will get better, I promise, I think. I don't know, who knows? So the only saving graces this month have been my best friend's hen do, doing the Caffeine and Screams podcast with Liam. Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. We had such a good time. And what else? Probably seeing the Wolfman and being somewhat... I don't know. I don't know. Also, we're going to see Zetra as well, which I am very excited about. If you haven't seen the videos that we did about Zetra slowly rising through the ranks, again, check that out because we're actually going to see a video, a gig with them tomorrow of them. It's their show, so it's really cool to see that they've come from, you know, being like a warm-up act to seeing their show. It's awesome. It's really, really cool. I'm meant to be doing my makeup. That's what you're here for. Wow, okay, this is how it usually works on this channel. I can only apologize. Yeah, so apart from that, things have been terrible. So let's start with my health. As you can see, I'm looking slimmer. That's not by choice, trust me, that is not by choice at all. I have literally fluctuated between days where I can have like probably a consistently decent meal, like 3 square meals for that day, and they're a somewhat decent size. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Some days I can only eat like biscuits and fruit and stuff throughout the day. Some days I can only drink liquids, and I am not getting any better. We had a really big scare the other night actually, where they basically, like, I refused to go to any. I refused because I was like, no, unless this is going to be sorted, I'm not doing it. Had internal bleeding, so that was fun, and that's kind of calmed down for now. I don't know these things. Yeah, so that's kind of calmed down for now. I've got a doctor's appointment on the 4th. Got a doctor's appointment on the 4th, and again, I'm literally just going to say to them, look, I'm not going to A&E. You either give me a specialist appointment or else we're just going to keep going around in circles here, because I am not staying in hospital for a long period of time unless there is a valid reason for it. I'm just not doing it. I'm not doing it. I've got too much to do. We've got a wedding to pay for this year. I can't take any more time off work than needs be. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, my quality of life, and the reason why this is so late, it just sucks. It sucks massively. And I've been doing, you should and you shouldn't, I've been researching it and going on like TikTok and this, that and the other. And some people have said that they waited like 5 to 9 years to be sorted out with what we potentially think that I've got, endometriosis. And the just sheer lack of any kind of concept of women's healthcare is just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I've listened to a lot of your comments and I've read a lot of your comments where you basically said, look, you just need to keep going with it, you just need to keep fighting it. And it's like, I absolutely am. So please don't think that I'm just sitting back and taking this not seriously at all. I really am. I'm, like I said, I'm losing weight now. You know, I try and help a little bit with doing like rock fit and stuff like that, and being mindful about what I'm eating now, especially with the wedding coming up. I want to, you know, look pretty in my dress. But it's now gotten to a point where it's like, doctors are saying, oh, you need to be eating more, you need to be having like this in your diet and this in your diet and this in your diet. Yes, I would if I didn't throw it back up, or I just had no sense of like a hunger, or if I did have a sense of hunger, that would be great. But right now it's just not happening, and I don't know, it's very frustrating, because like I said, it's really put me in a slump, really put me in a crap kind of mindset, because even doing this, my back is in agony, like my pelvis is killing me. But this is one of the only things that brings me joy now, you know, apart from my partner, my friends, my chosen family, my family. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, there's also been whispers within the theme park community that some places are slashing their staff, and I can confirm that that is the case. So again, that's another thing I'm worried about. I can't say a lot. One, because I don't know, and two, because I can't. But yeah, it's, that front is rough. Like, working is rough. I'm going back in a couple of weeks to see like my work friends and stuff like that, but just, I don't know. I think my main takeaway from it, the less I talk about it, the better. My main takeaway from it is, if you go somewhere and they have entertainment, please support them. If you can give feedback, if you can send emails or anything like that to say how entertainment improved your whatever you were doing, whether it was a day out or whether it was a stay somewhere. I mean, it's happening everywhere. Like, I've heard from over in the States, a lot of their places are also struggling for entertainment. It's ridiculous. The whole thing is ridiculous. And it's just frustrating in like the theme park kind of industry, that when they need to make cuts or anything like that, it's always entertainment that goes. And yet we're some of the people that make a lot of people's day. That's all I'm going to say on that. So again, that's another worry that I've got at the moment. But it also means that I've missed out on doing like a live stream and stuff like that. I mean, we were literally trying to restart the podcast this month. I was desperate to restart the podcast, particularly after doing the one with Caffeine and Screams. I was like, oh my god, this is so much fun. I've had such a good time. I definitely want to start doing this again. Trust me, it's not on the back burner. We are fighting to try and get this sorted. But until I'm feeling a little bit better, it's just, I don't know. I don't know. Positives. Let's look at the positives, shall we? Yeah, the podcast, that was brilliant. If you haven't heard it, please go and check it out with Liam at Caffeine and Screams. It was so much fun. I didn't realise how much I had to say about things. So when we first, before I went on, I was literally in the kitchen like freaking out and going, oh my gosh, what if I'm boring? What if they're sisters? Distant sisters, half sisters, step sisters, something's going on there. But yeah, so I was literally pacing in the kitchen like, I don't know if I have anything to say, and what if I'm not interesting to listen to? You know, that's a big thing, particularly when like you're trying to carry something. If you feel like you're not interesting, or you're genuinely not interesting, it's awful. It's horrendous. But you know what? We had such a bloody good time, and it was such a relief from everything as well. We talked about horror movies. We talked about behind the scenes here. Behind the scenes, I mean, I've got a ring light, a camera, and that is it. That is my behind the scenes. But like talking about the process, talking about my YouTube journey in general, and it was really good. It was a really good time. I had a really good time with it. Sorry, I'm really gassy. We're trying to do more collaborations in the future. So hopefully, if you did listen to the podcast or you did watch the podcast, because he filmed it as well, if you did watch it, hopefully we're going to try and do that a lot more in the future. We were also talking about like the future plans of Loucifer and where I want this to end up, where I essentially want this to be like a Paul O'Grady show but for alternative people, which, yeah, that was great. That was really good fun. But we also came up with the concept of one of the live streams we're going to do. We're actually going to do a quiz. So we've got, what's it called? The game, like horror questions and stuff like that. It's like a quiz. It'll come to me. Yeah, so we've got that. Trivial Pursuit, that's the one. We've got the horror version of Trivial Pursuit, and we're really hoping that we can actually use one of the live streams to do a quiz instead. I don't know how I'm going to facilitate it. I'm just going to have to trust you guys that you're not cheating and it's all going to be in good fun. May send out a prize to the winner. Don't know, maybe, might do that. What am I doing next? Yes, that one, Shimmer. You gotta shimmer, baby. Yeah, so we're hoping to do that, and I think it'll be really good fun. I feel like it'll really bring something different to the Loucifer channel, because once again I'm stumped. I find myself stumped. I find myself in a creator's block, and it's very annoying. Bringing Tea and Terror back has been wonderful. Like, that's what I'm doing the makeup for now, so I'm actually doing the Wolfman Tea and Terror. Did I enjoy the Wolfman? Yes. Is it my favourite werewolf movie? Probably not. I mean, I would watch it. It's like kind of like a comfort movie. That's such a weird thing to say. It's kind of like a comfort movie, like The Wolfman from 2010 is a comfort movie for me. So yeah, I kind of put it in that bracket, but we'll talk about that on Tea and Terror. I see what you're doing. You're trying to get all the good stuff out. It's not happening. Yeah, so I really enjoyed it, and I'm really glad that I went to go and see it in cinema. It was nice to see a different take on the whole Wolfman premises, and it not necessarily being like a mystical thing, more like a infection kind of idea. But that will all be revealed on Tea and Terror. If I could get Bird and Blend to sponsor me on Tea and Terror, I would lose my tiny little mind. I'm gonna keep pushing for it. Acutely aware that my Astarian body pillow is in the background. We move. I'm actually going to try something different with my eyes this time. Whether it goes well or not, completely different story. So that's the thing. Yeah, I really had a good time with it all, and it was so nice to talk horror again, and I really want to use this year to kind of broaden my horror horizons, because I feel like I've very much put myself in a comfort zone. And I don't know if you guys feel that, you know, where when I was a teenager, like as soon as I could, I would go to as many horror movies as I could at the cinema. And no matter what it was, I would go. Didn't matter. However, as I've gotten older, I've got like a comfort area for horror movies. So I will only go and watch a horror movie if I feel like it will, you know, if it's in the kind of area of my enjoyment. And I feel like that's, I don't know, I really don't like that. I really need to broaden it. There's a lot of like eldritch horror that I want to get into on Shudder. And I feel like it would just help with conversation and doing reviews and really broadening my horizons with horror again. The only one I won't massively do is time travel, or the same thing happening over and over and over again. That really annoys me. Really, really annoys me. What are we doing now? Eyes. Okay, I look like a newborn baby. This is probably like the clearest you're ever going to see my skin. Just let that sink in. I also really like that my horns are in theme as well. I really love that. That's very enjoyable. I'm sorry. I'm pleased by tiny, small things. What else have I been up to? What we do in the shadows. Well, where do I begin? So obviously it's been out in America for a while now. It's been out for a hot second now. However, we've only just, oh, somebody's messaging me a lot. We've only just really received it in the UK. Obviously, as soon as it came out, I was like, yes, I need to watch it. I don't know. I'm not going to spoil it too much in case any of you haven't watched it, but I was kind of happy with the ending, but I wasn't. I've been like background rooting for certain characters for a long time, and whilst yes, I felt like there was a kind of justified ending to it all, I also don't feel like there was, and I find it very frustrating that halfway through like the franchise going through, they were massively on board with it. They were like, yeah, we see it, like there's a strong like chemistry in this, that and the other, and then halfway through, nothing, nada, zero, zilch, and it just really frustrated me, you know. I don't know, if you know what I'm talking about, you know, please don't comment it, because there might be some people in the comments that haven't actually seen it yet. And the last thing I want to do is spoil anything for them. So what I'm going to do is, there's this I saw this on Pinterest. So what they basically say to do is draw in, okay, that's a start, that's a positive. So draw where you want your eyeshadow to go. Now this is either going to go really freaking well or really freaking bad, and it's okay because you'll be able to spectate it and we'll laugh together. And it might be a case of I completely like retcon all of the work I've done, completely change the look and then come back to you. We don't know. This is the spiritual journey we're going on, because if I don't act like an idiot and show you different ways of doing the goth, then who will, you know? I'm just like a really weird, potentially ADHD shepherd. We've pretty much established this. My friend from Scotland, Liam, he came down for Scarefest and we were driving somewhere and he turned around to me and he went, have you ever considered getting tested for ADHD? I was like, no, but now you say it, you've got a valid point. Liam's lovely. He's not like, he is kind of blunt, but he's hilarious. He's a great guy, really great guy. We had him down for like the scare season and it was just really good fun. So that was a kind of revelation that I wasn't really expecting, but at the same time does make a lot of sense. It really does. And now that I've kind of looked into it and looked into what it entails, hang on, bear with me, there we go, that was my phone buzzing, please ignore that. Yeah, so now that I've looked into it, I'm like, oh my god, I think he's got a point. I think he's got a point. And now I'm just like, great, okay, now I need to reevaluate my life and everything in my life. And I don't know, it does basically answer a lot of questions. It answers a lot of questions. So for example, there's sometimes where we will book to do something and I will be absolutely adamant, yes, I've booked it off, we're fine, we're good, we're Gucci. Nah. I didn't do that, don't be stupid. And then there'll be times where I've got such good ideas and I really want to execute them and do all the good stuff with them, but then when I get around to actually doing it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the worst thing ever. I really don't want to do this anymore. Let me hyperfixate on something else. Or that's another one, hyperfixations. Oh my gosh, the hyperfixations are crazy, and it annoys me more than anything. Like, I get really involved in something, I get really invested in something, and then my brain just goes, do you know what? We don't really want to do this anymore. Maybe we should try something else. This is really, really messy. Oh my gosh. We're going to work with it. Trust the process. So I really think that that has become a thing. Like, fortunately it hasn't happened with YouTube. Like, I do get a lot of burnout, and I do get moments where I'm like, I really can't, but a lot of that is down to things that are happening outside of my control that I literally can't control, and it has an impact on what you guys see and what I can actually do with this channel. I could just keep it like that. Yeah, so that's the frustrating thing about it all, I think. So I don't know. Yeah, potential ADHD. I mean, Gareth is currently going through a process where he's looking at being screened for autism. We actually went to the doctor. She sat us down and she said, look, within the first 5 seconds of knowing you, I can literally confirm that you're autistic. And we're like, we know. But to Gareth, he needs that official diagnosis for it to kick in and be like, yes, this is a thing, which I completely understand. I understand it 100%. Oh my gosh, this is going everywhere. Help. Yeah, this is going everywhere. Look, I'm trying new things for you guys. I'm trying to see if they work. I don't know if they are. What is this? What is this? This is what my brain has been like for the past couple of days, weeks even. It's just been, you know, in The Simpsons where they do Treehouse of Horror and it's The Shining and Homer goes crazy. That's my brain right now. That's what's going on. That's it. I've cracked. I've literally cracked. But I don't know. I feel like it would just explain a lot. So we're potentially thinking after the wedding, because the wait list for trying to get tested and trying to figure out what the hell is going on is monumental. It is so freaking long. So we're thinking after the wedding and after the honeymoon, we're going to put money towards potentially me being screened and tested for ADHD, because I feel like it would help a lot, and particularly with like the anxiety and depression side of things, because I don't mind telling you guys, it's not a big secret. Like, I struggle real bad, really badly, and the doctors got me on like 100 milligrams of sertraline, bearing in mind that if you're up to like 150 or something, you are like flat out, you are gone. And it was giving me all the bad side effects without actually doing anything. Like, my brain seemed to look at it and go, huh, okay, you've put this in your system. Counter offer, it's not going to work. Great, awesome, good. Same with my anxiety. Like, the anxiety is a massive killer, particularly for the channel and particularly for going out and about. It's very frustrating. But then, at the same time, for going out and about, it's not necessarily my fault. And this is a valid point that I made on the Caffeine and Screams podcast. So Liam asked me a question, and it was, what is the thing that... So you look at horror movies, and they always have, like, rules and stuff like that. You know, like Scream. And he said, what's the main rule that you will always abide by in real life? And it's... if I am walking towards a location and there's a dark place or a light place, I will always go down the light place. And then I elaborated. So the amount of times I used to get followed home from when I worked at the bar at my uni was astronomical. It was ridiculous. I had to have my keys between my hands. I'd be walking home at 3 o'clock in the morning on my own. Nobody's fault. It was a job. And there were dark places and parks and this, that and the other that I would just not go through. I wouldn't even, you know, I wouldn't even like wonder about it. And it just really hit me, because when I went on the hen do for my best mate, the amount of horrific attention we got from men was disgusting. I got grabbed, I got pulled, I got yanked. This group of men would not leave us alone. So we were dressed as cowboys, which was really cool actually. We were dressed as cowboys, and this group of men decided to start like yanking our hats, decided to start flirting with us. One of the guys did not comprehend the fact that I literally, because he was smaller than me, grabbed the hat, yanked it off him, turned around to start fight and realised it was a woman. So that was very funny. And it was just, it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. You know, some of the bars were amazing. They were awesome. We got to go on one. This was in Newcastle, by the way. We got to go on one where you could stand on it and you could dance on it. That was freaking awesome. And that was great. But the sheer amount of horrific attention that we got was disgusting. Bearing in mind that my two best friends who were there don't look particularly old. You could mistake them for teenagers. I'm the oldest one. You could mistake them for teenagers, and yet the attention still persisted. And it got me thinking, you know how they say, would you choose the man or the bear? I would choose Michael Myers. I would choose Jason. I would choose Art the freaking clown. And don't get me started on the bedroom scene. At least I would know for a fact that the torment they would be putting me through wasn't anything to do with my gender. How awful is that? You know, horror community, oh, would you feel more safer with a masked man or someone who's asking you for like your number and not leaving you alone and giving you unsolicited fashion advice and telling you to smile more? I would go with the masked person because, oh my god, just the thought process of it though makes me so unbelievably angry and frustrated about the whole thing. And if I'm literally preaching to the choir, please let me know, because I thought that it was a very interesting kind of thought experiment, just a thought about the state of everything. I mean, the state of everything is horrendous. It's awful, you know. I've had to stop looking at certain things on my TikTok because I'm just like, oh my god, this is horrific. I can't, you know, with everything going on in my personal life, I can't give that kind of emotional response at the moment. Oh my gosh, that looks awesome. Yes, I'm very happy with that. Lovely. We'll be doing that tomorrow for gig. Fantastic. Very happy about that. So at least this experiment didn't go to crap. But I don't know, like, if you're vibing what I'm vibing, like, comment down below, because I feel like I'm there with something. I feel like we should make t-shirts about something that. I'd pick Michael Myers any day. There's something in there. But that's the whole frustration of it, isn't it? I'm just so over it, and I'm so angry. Like, I'm so angry about it all. I'm angry all the time, and it really frustrates me. I don't know. Am I letting it get to me? Probably. Because the world seems to be going to crap. Everything seems to be going to crap. And this is a reason why I push myself so much to do this, because I know that this place is a very safe space for a lot of people, and that's what I want to bring to YouTube, you know? I mean, that's what I said to Liam. Like, he was like, why did you start doing this? And I was like, thank you for asking. I will tell you. We've made this as a safe space for people to come who just have had enough and just want a bit of a break. Ah, they are fantastic. I'm very happy with that. Very, very happy with that. But yeah, if you're vibing what I'm vibing, please let me know. Please, I feel like I'm not the only person in this world that's getting stressed out about this. I feel like it's a massive thing. It's a massive frustration for a lot of people. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Apologies about that. I realised I was yabbering on for too long. So we've done the eyebrows. We've also done the lip, because that is the hardest bit for me. I am going to use this torture device on my eyelids now. But yes, I feel like, yeah, I think I've just aired out a ton of my grievances about life in general. I feel like this is a place where we can come and do that though. It's very cathartic, very mindful, very demure. It's fine, it's good. I just don't know. Stop messaging me. You watch, it's going to be someone like really important now. I just don't know when life is going to get better. You know when they say like, oh, life's not great right now, but don't worry, it will be one day, and you're like, is it? I just don't know when that's going to be. Is it going to be after January, that we could just write it off and just pretend that January didn't exist? Because I think we should. Write it off, because clearly it's just not working for any of us. We're all having a pretty crap time of it. Shall we just move on from it? Or is it just going to continue? I mean, look at the state of the world at the moment. And this is again why I just don't want to put too much like onto that, like, oh, look at the state of the world, look at how it is, it all sucks, it's all crap, this, that and the other. Because there's enough like social media outlets that are literally shoving it down your throat anyway, and the last thing I want to do is be one of those outlets where it's like, oh, the world is ending, this is hell, everything's hell, mind your children, you know what I mean? Like, you want at least a little bit of lightheartedness out of this, because you'll go crazy. Like, the sheer volume of negative news and influence that the media has, you don't want that all the time. It'll kill you. It makes you depressed. It really does make you depressed, and I'm sick. Oh, that is so much better. I'm sick to the back teeth of it. And again, this is why we do want to make this safe space for people to essentially escape, because if you haven't got us, then who the bloody hell have you got? Oh, I sound more like my mum every single day. The wedding's going great. Oh, it's so funny. The wedding's going great. That's the one takeaway from all of this. And positive, next year will be the year that Loucifer finally goes to America. Not, now I say that, is it a good thing? Probably not. I will be as bisexual and queer as I possibly can. The hair's just the hair. We're just going to have to deal with it. Do you know what? I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad. Yeah, we're finally going to go over to America for our major honeymoon. So we are going to have a mini moon because we're both working. We're going to go to Edinburgh again, which is going to be super, super cool. We're actually going to do the vaults this time. We're going to do all the good stuff. Going to make it nice and spooky for you in November. So it'll be like a spooky Christmas. I don't know, maybe. We'll make it work. We always make it work. I'm very excited for it. You have no idea. I've got my makeup artist all booked as well. Apologies again. Oh my gosh, this video is cursed. Her name is Kate Reynolds and she is going to be doing my wedding makeup. She also did the makeup for Chris Motionless at one of their gigs, which is insane. Yes, the look is finished. It's giving Kate Bush if she had a lover that she was trying to unalive, probably. I don't know. I feel like I could do a decent Kate Bush. The layers are just what give it. Anyway, the look is done. Wow, thank you so much for just listening to me, just airing out all of this BS. I really feel like we've grown as individuals. Maybe it's about the friends we made along the way. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. All I know is I'm horrendously sick. I'm horrendously depressed, but aren't we all? I'm coming out with so many corkers at the moment that should be on t-shirts, but no, I'm not going to oversaturate our t-shirt line. We have a t-shirt range, by the way. You should go and check it out. That's it from me. I am going to try my darndest to make February the January that we should have had. More content, hopefully. I'm praying, honestly, I am keeping my fingers and my hooves crossed that we do get some more content, because my God, have I missed this so much. Yeah, there is so much I want to do. Again, we've got a couple of conventions coming up this year. I don't think we're going to nearly as many as we usually do, just because money. But just know that it's for a higher purpose. So it will be for the wedding and it will be for the honeymoon next year. We will be doing Halloween Horror Nights and we will be doing, hopefully, Mickey's Not So Scary That's just for me personally. Can you imagine us in America? Can you imagine us going where like other American YouTubey kind of people have gone to theme parks? Can you imagine us there? What the hell? It's going to be a time. It really is going to be a time. But yes, I hope that this video has brought you some semblance of joy. Certainly has for me. I'm now going to get ready to do a Wolfman Tea and Terror, so please go and check that out. I'd really appreciate that. The Nosferatu one did really well actually, so we're definitely going to be going back to doing that, I think. I hope you've had a good day. If not, that's okay. Always remember, tomorrow's a new day. See you later, guys. Bye.